Welcome to the story of my frozen heart. So, my first spiritual mentor, Linda, such an amazing, powerful woman. I remember one time I had a dream and I went to see her the next morning, coincidentally, and she could see more of the dream than I was aware of. She said there were 5 of us, 2 men, 3 women, and we were doing a healing in a park. We were circling around the woman in the middle who needed the healing, and I could see energy flowing out of our hands, connecting, and I had full understanding of this energy through the dream. We were moving to keep the energy in motion and focusing it towards this woman that we're healing. I remember one time I'm leaving Edmonton, driving towards Calgary, and I just felt rough. So I text Linda, I said, "Can you say a prayer for me?" She says, "Yeah." And about 10 seconds later, it was like the sun was shining. My heart was happy. I was smiling. This big smile took over my face. Send her a message, "Thank you, thank you. So grateful." So nice to have people like that in your life. So one day during our weekly session, she's in trance. She's telling me that I'm not living up to my destiny. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And because of that, everyone will leave me. Everyone I love, everyone who loves me. She even names off my best friends and she says they'll leave you too. And I can freeze your heart so that you don't feel the pain so much. Looking back, this felt quite stupid. I didn't realize she was in trance until I mentioned it to her and she had no memory of it. But I agreed. I knew I was supposed to help save the world. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't feel like anyone cared. I felt alone. I didn't know if it was worth doing. If no one cared, how could I do that myself? And so I told her, yeah, freeze my heart. That was about 2011 to 2013. In January of 2020, my mom sent a medium to my house for my birthday present. We did a past life regression. The woman left scared. She left my house scared. She said she could see that my heart was frozen. And I had forgotten about this for years. Didn't think anything of it. But she told me she could see that it was frozen. She could see who froze it. But she didn't know why. She says, I can see that she loved you. But why would she do that? She shouldn't have done that. The reason she was scared, part of the reason, is that she said this is the first thing she hasn't been able to do since she joined the spiritual world. She said, your heart's frozen and I can't do anything to help you. She said, it's like there's a key and I don't have it. You need to go back to the person who did this to you. For 5 years, I was trying to see Linda to unfreeze my heart. She only lives 40 minutes down the road. We talk every week. But for some reason, I could not see her. Something would always come in between. During this time, these 5 years, I met another spiritual mentor, shaman, who came to my life at the end of 2019, just before this uncovering of my heart. And there were several things he told me to do, requested I did, if I wanted love, when I'm ready for love. He instructed me to take eggs, remove the yolk, remove the white, clean it out, and keep just the shell with the hole in it inside a nest of the corn hair. The nest represented my house, the eggshells represented life. So I had 2 eggs there, one for me and one for my daughter, so that we would have a happy home. And he said, when you're ready, you can add a 3rd egg if you're ready for another person to enter your life, enter your home, when you're looking for love. It took years before I did that, but one day I did. As I was contemplating what life would be like with my heart thawed, I realized that I'm not there as much as I wish I was for the people I care about, the people I love. I care about them, but it's like I'm missing some depth to it. I really wanted to get that thought to feel my whole heart. I was advised elsewhere that if I wanted to make room for love in my home, I need to make room physically for that woman to come in. So I took half of my drawers and I emptied them to make room for her. Made space in my closet, got rid of lots of my clothes to make room for her when she came. So many changes came over my life in those 5 years. I found myself drawn to romantic movies for the first time in my life. I found myself in the last year, in 2024, for some reason needing to hug a pillow every night. I'd be hugging a pillow as if it was a woman, like I was getting ready for her. I couldn't sleep without it all of a sudden. I needed a pillow between my legs, between my knees, on my side, one under my knees when I'm on my back, and a pillow in my arms. 2025 came. I finally got to see Linda. I told her about my heart, She asked, did I do that? I told her yes. And she said she had no memory of it. But she said she could see her finger and it looked like a skeleton key. She said, I have the key. I can do this for you. She said, come back, make an appointment. And when I came back, I ended up texting someone right outside, like so full of anger. Walked in there and she said, no, sorry. The spirits are saying we can't do it today. And I knew it was because my heart was so full of rage that for her to open it wouldn't have been good at that point. So we made another appointment for me to come back. And it was the day before I left to Base Coast this summer to the music festival where I met my love, my queen, my goddess, Mina. So the day before I left, I went back. I saw Linda. She opened my heart. She thawed it. She told me, be careful. Now that your heart is open, women will sense it and they'll be coming towards you. So be careful not to let the wrong one in. And the next day, drove up to Base Coast, stopped at my friend Eddie, who I hadn't heard from in about 6 weeks. And I was worried about the worst. And stopped at his house. Before I could get to the door, the neighbor stopped me, asked what I was doing there. She told me he passed. And that loss hit me harder than anything I've felt. I don't know if it's because of the age. Do deaths get harder to deal with every time? I don't know. But I know that that one rocked me. I was crying. I was bawling. It was so nice and sweet, and I just let it flow. The night I found out my heart was frozen, when that medium left, I was wandering around my house. I walked in the bathroom, I looked in the mirror. I had this vision of a lion in front of me, looking back, my reflection. The thought of Medusa came into my head, and I cried. I cried this deep, deep pain that I've never felt before. I didn't know if it was from a past life, if it was pain that wasn't even mine. But I realized at that point that I didn't know how to cry. I needed to learn how to cry. I was trying to force these tears out, and I would stop, like, nope, I'm doing it wrong. Try again. And so from that point, for those 5 years, I was trying my hardest to cry at every opportunity. And now that I met Mina, oh, I cry so much. I cry from love. I cry from gratitude. It feels so good to let the tears flow naturally. It's the most healing thing we can do. Water heals us. When it comes to our emotional release, it's the most healing thing we can do. So please, get yourself some good friends, some good love, people who look out for you. There's no need to be hard. You don't need to hold in your emotions. Men are always told, don't cry, suck it up, deal with it. You can only deal with so much before it just gets pent up and starts coming out involuntarily. So cry every chance you can. It makes life so much sweeter. It makes connections so much deeper. When people know what you're feeling and how deep you're feeling it, they can relate to you much stronger. And what is life without our tribe on our side? No one's here to live a mediocre life. We want it to its fullest, so represent yourself to the fullest. Feel it to the fullest. Find your friends, find your tribe, and love them to the fullest. Please, I beg you.